All right, we got a new filament to try. It's Fillamentum Rapunzel Silver. Comes in a nice vacuum-packed container. I already opened it, unfortunately. Next time I'll make sure I cut it on camera because you hear this satisfying whoosh when the air rushes in. Comes with a silica packet inside. You can see it's very shiny. It's got embedded silver particles in it, and it's kind of a light gray with silver particles. So we already did some testing with the Vertigo Grey Fillamentum. So this is more of a dark gray with the silver particles. So it's interesting to see how this prints differently. Hopefully it's the same temperature and everything, and same bed temperature and characteristics, but we're going to test it anyway. So I'll load it up in the Flashforge Dreamer and we'll give it a try. Okay, so since, like I said, we already tested the Vertigo Grey, so we're going to save some time on our temperature tower and not print this big wide range like we did for the Vertigo Grey. So we're going to save this as Rapunzel Silver. Oops. Okay, and then last time we were printing at 200, so we're just going to go from 190 to 210. Save a bunch of time. So we'll change the upper limit to 190, or the lower, let's see, 210, and the lower limit to 190. All right, we save that. Temperature tower gets a lot shorter. That'll take about half the time to print. Then we just need to render it. Almost done. There it is. All right, then we just save it as STL. It's already got the name in there. Okay, so that's it for that. Now we're over here in Simplify 3D. We opened up the Vertigo Grey project. Before we do anything, we're going to save that as Rapunzel Silver so we don't mess up and wipe out that one by accident. Okay, we're gonna remove this object and we're going to import the one we just made. Simplify 3D. We need temperature towers here. Okay, so we got our shorter temperature tower. Now we need to go and edit our temperature profile. So this is called Vertigo Grey, so we're going to change this. So the bed temperature is 55, we'll assume that's the same. And then we got to start, we're assuming 200 is our goal, so we'll start with that. And our lowest temperature is 210. So we need to make this one 210. And then this one 205. And this one 200. 195, 190. We need to get rid of the rest of these. So. There, so now we're going from 190 to 210. Yeah, 210. We're starting at 200, but then by the time it gets to this bridge, it'll be at 210. So then we modified our profile, so we're going to save it as a new one, even though it's probably going to be the same. But you never know. That's why we do the tests. Okay, so now we have a new profile called Temperature Tower Rapunzel Silver. It looks good. And we're going to save our project. So we made a change to it. All right, then we just need to prepare to print. Connect to the printer. I'm going to do that again. I haven't done that lately. So we have a sheet control panel. Now, with this version of Simplify 3D and a Dreamer, Flashforge Dreamer NX, it doesn't show up as a device. As far as it doesn't show up as a port, and this thing wants to find a device, a port rather. So we need to say list devices. And then we go up here and we get ready to connect. So we say list devices, it'll put this port up, then it disappears. So we'll try it again, shows up, and then it goes away. So the trick is to hit return, put your cursor there, hit return, and then after it shows up before it goes away, hit connect, and it will connect. Hopefully the next version of Simplify 3D will fix this problem, because in the, as I've shown in other videos, in the device manager on Windows 10, it will show up as a 3D printer, but apparently this version 4 of 4.1, I think, of Simplify 3D doesn't recognize 3D printers for some reason. Okay, so now we're ready to go with that, and so you can see we're connected here now. So then we'll go over and we'll take a look at the setup for the how we're loading the reel, and then we'll start the temperature tower and go to a time lapse. So because the Fillamentum Rapunzel Silver reel is 0.75 kilograms, it won't really fit inside the Dreamer, so we're using our side loading system. I talked about in another video. Find that. And so it goes, I put this little short tube that came with it on the side here, so it has no friction going through this vent hole. It comes around here, comes out that tube, and then goes into the regular feeding tube up to the top. And then, as I pointed in other videos, we're using the other short tube that came with the printer to cut down on erosion in this little hole here where it goes into the extruder head. So, a little kink here, I hope that won't affect anything. Should just go right in, hopefully. That's how we've got our setup, and now we're ready to go to the time lapse. Now, to save time when I'm starting my printer up, I like to set the preheat temperature to my target temperature. So again, we're assuming this is going to be 255 for the bed. So if you want to change the warm-up temperature, you just can change it here, like we go up to 210, or we went 200, so we'll just say yes. And then for the bed temperature, it's with the same arrow system here. So with this 255, when I press start, it's going to preheat the bed, and then once the bed is up to temperature, it'll preheat the extruder. That saves a lot of time, and the other thing to remember is that temperature is also used for loading your filament. So when you say load filament, it will use that whatever number you put into the preheat setting over here for your filament temperature when you're loading and unloading the filament. So that's good to know. Tower is done, so we'll take off this roll-up string that Simplify 3D puts on there for us to get. It lays down this line of filament to get rid of any blobbiness coming out of the extruder, which is really handy. And we'll try to get our use the sharper tool. There we go. All right, so. Take a look at it here. $200 looks fine to me. Yeah, a little more sagging at 205, so 195 is sort of okay. There's a little bit of stringing between the pointy thing and the base there, so. It's like 205 is it. That's what we expected, because that's the same as the Vertigo Grey. So that's what we're going to be printing. Now we're going to do our fun print. Let's see what that is. All right, here's our fun print. It's an astronaut named Filament. It comes from MatterHackers. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to try to print this. So he's a little fun guy. He's a good friend of Cali Cat, I think. He's got an M on the front to test indented printing. It's got some overhang. It's got a 45-degree angle in the back. Got some overhangs here. Got some stringing tests here. And it shows how smoothly it can do a sphere, which is kind of an interesting test. So, anyway, he's fun. So we're going to print him. And let's go into the process. So I loaded up the Vertigo Grey profile. So we're going to be duplicating that for the Rapunzel Silver based on our temperature tower test. So 55 for the bed. That had a good adhesion with the temperature tower. And we're going with 200 degrees. So I think we'll just leave this alone. We don't really need to create a new one. If you get too many of them, this kind of gets in the way. So, all right, so we'll say prepare to print. See how long it takes. Hour and 7 minutes. Let's go back. I think it's set up for 20% infill. Yeah, 20% infill. So that will speed it up a little bit. Let's take a look at the layers just for fun. There's 245 layers. So there's the 20% infill, those big giant rectangles being printed using rectilinear. Yeah. All right, so we'll send this to the printer and we'll come back in about an hour and we'll watch using the time lapse. All right, fill is done. Remove our glob line here. Get him off here. Hey, he came up pretty easy. I just held on to him, so that was a good idea. All right, there he is. A nice, nice job on the sphere. And the 45-degree angle up looks good. I don't see any stringing between the feet, and the M on his front looks pretty good. Whoops. Back here, Phil. There you go. He's flying. Ready to go into space. So here's Phil with the Rapunzel Silver, and here's Callie Cat, his friend, with the Vertigo Grey. So there's the Vertigo Grey. It's got silver flecks in it. Here's the silver with silver flecks. It's kind of a light gray with silver flecks. So this is going to be good for printing various things, so we'll see how it turns out. That's it for this review. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Post a comment if you have any questions or ideas, and I'll try to respond. That's all for now, but more videos are coming, and if you want to see them, please subscribe to my channel and turn on the notification icon if you don't want to miss one. This is DegC signing out, and keep looking up.